So guys, welcome back to Moocher 73, and today I'll be having a little talk about snares. First off, what I'll be talking about, I'll give you a quick look at, is this. I don't know if you can see that better like this. It's a bit long here, that takes too long, but then this is not going to be used. This is, I am just demonstrating, I've made one to show you. This is 3 strands of horsehair. Okay, this is 3 strands of horsehair, braided, not braided, plaited. Yeah, you can call it braided if you wish. Normally they'd be made with 4, I'd go with, because they're pretty brittle. But anyway, this is a horsehair snare. This is made with an old school poacher's knot. It's been around for many, many years. You don't really see them being used anymore. Not many people even bother make them because it's a lot of plaiting. If I lean over here, you'll see. There's a horsehair, thanks to my friend Ian, lives up on the Fogelsberg Bird Mountain. This is horsehair. This is what this is plaited from, right? There's your horsehair. 3 strands, plaited. Takes quite a bit of time. It does take quite a bit of time. If you've got a woman and she loves plaiting hair, you're laughing. Anyway, this is for taking small game birds. These would be set up with some kind of anchor point. Off of this end, you could probably put a nice braided bit of fishing braid on here. These, obviously, because it's horsehair, yeah, it does jolt a little bit. It does catch on the hooks, but she does go down. She will loop. Best way to solve that problem, if you really want to have a few of these around. See, I've just got this one made up because at the end of the day, right, this is iconic. This is a part of history right there. This styled snare. This is part of history, believe it or not. This is a pheasant taker. Stick them up. You can use a strand of paracord, but being the inside the guts, so I'd call it the inners of the paracord is white, you'd need to pull the strands out and dye them, because you want it to sit darkly in the bottom of a hedgerow where you know, where you've watched, you must watch where birds are coming in and out, where the pheasants are coming in and out. If you want to be cheeky, just before autumn kicks in and they go out and harvest the wheat, get yourself a load of them kernels of the wheat. Put them away, keep them away. They come in handy. Soon as the weather starts to frost up, put them down under the hedgerows. You'll always have game birds, pheasant, moving in and out. If you've got pheasant in your area, look after them. Pheasants are always guaranteed to stray, right? This is a guaranteed through history. Since the pheasant has been in Europe from Asia, he's a strayer. Just because he gets fed and he gets fed at his lovely big pen where they breed them and rear them, doesn't mean he's always going to come back there for his food. That's why you get wild pheasants now across Europe, because they're strayers. They just like to wander off. They're a little bit scatty in the brain. They've got this big nice mesh pen. It's predator proof. They're looked after. They're fed well, they're watered well. But a pheasant, not too bright. He likes to jog on. He likes to move. He loves to move. So if you've got them moving in and out the edge of your woodlands, moving through the tree line, through the hedgerows, these will take them. These horsehair snares will take them. Right, anyway, I'm going to show you about this. This is your 3mm paracord. I see a lot of videos on YouTube where people are doing the poacher's knots. That's in this. It's a slip knot, guys, right? I'll show you exactly how one of these are tied. I'll show you it on a bigger version here, how to do it. I'll come sit round that side of the table and I'll do it. This is effective. If you wax them, this tiny little haired snare here, 3 strand, this is very effective. If you bait up and you use it right. Now, I ain't talking about baiting up and then putting a snare. I'm talking about you've got to feed them. You've got to keep them pheasant in that area. Right, you can have a 72-hour go bag, whatever they call them, preppers. I'll talk to you preppers as well at the same time here, right, guys? Listen, you can go out with these, let me just put you in this situation. You've got a 72-hour go bag, you've got your boiling the bag food with you, right? Something goes wrong and you're going to be out there longer than 72 hours, right? What you eating, lads? If you ain't prepped for it, got to resort to the one thing that I am good at. They call it poaching. No, I don't go out shooting giraffes. I've never shot a giraffe in my life. I've never sat down at a watering hole and shot a rhino or an elephant. You know, I'm a moocher. I find it's a bit more of a pleasant word to use the term moocher. Or should I say I was, because I'm not active no more. Especially not out here. Right, anyway, here we go. Carrying on. I'll show you how to make one of these knots, so you can get it as small as these and work as fine as these 3-strand plaited horsehair. I'll show you on these 3mm paracord. 3mm paracord, I see a lot of Americans using these. Swear in black and blue they work. Big game snare, made from a brake cable off of a push bike. Fahrrad if you're a Deutscher, right? Your cycle, your gears or your brake cable. That's what you want. Old copper penny on here. That's your lock on it. Once that locks up, it ain't never going back on itself. Unlike with one of these, if something goes backwards, say on a big or on a nylon like this, if it goes back on itself, yeah, look, it's getting bigger. If it pulls forwards, it's shutting. With these wires, with these big game snares, right, with these penny locks on there, that's what it's there for. That's the key. It's called a penny lock. It locks. You get a penny, you drill 2 holes through the penny, one either side of each other, get 2 pairs of pliers. You want a penny older than about 1983 and earlier. Reason being, there's more copper in it, so you can bend it with 2 pairs of pliers. You can bend it. If it don't slide as well on your metal wire, then you can bend it back a little bit. Just so it's got to be out of free run, but it's got to get to so far that when it is there, it's going to lock. Once it locks up, nothing's getting away. Nothing's getting away. Anyway, with snares, guys, here we go. This here, 3mm paracord. If you're going to take the inners out of it to make yourself a game bird snare or small squirrel snare, whatever, preferably I would go with dyeing the inner strands. I know it's nylon, but it must be something you can darken it up because it's white, right? Another thing I will go with over this. Me, I would use a 3-strand. If I was in the UK and my 72-hour go bag, whatever you want to call it, your bug out bag, runs out of supplies when it comes to you boiling the bags, right? Pot Noodle Brigade, I love yous, right? Listen, jokes aside, what you want is the 3-strand, right? 3-strand brass snares. Hunting shops, game shops, shooting shops, track them down, lads. They are an ideal bit of kit once used right. You want to set your loop. When you set it up in a run, say you know where you're looking out in the middle of the field, you can see it's all been grazed, there's loads of rabbit droppings, right? You come away, you're coming towards the bushes, the hedgerow, you're coming towards the fence. Now you're seeing them runs slide under the fence, right? You're seeing them runs. You don't want to set it right on the fence. Come in a foot either side. Perfect. Maybe put 2 or 3 down that one run. Yeah. You'll get one. You will get one. No doubt about it. But you don't want to be using this stuff. I'll tell you about this stuff, right? I see a lot of videos. Yeah, let me get back to it. I see a lot of videos on people making these 3mm paracord, doing the old poacher's knot, cut the twist round and a slide through to give you that noose, right? See that stuff? For a guy who needs food ASAP, right? You need that ASAP, that grub. You need it in you, that protein. This stuff's no good. I don't care what all these want to tell you. It's no good. You want a 3-strand brass, right? set it up so that bottom loop, like I say, like I show, bottom loop sits on the top of your fist. You don't have it right to the ground, it's useless. Don't have it too high because the rabbit's going to slip under it. You want it there, like so, right? That is it. These are useless. I'll tell you why. Rub my hands on it. My hands are sweaty now, right? You've always, not sweaty, but you know, you've always got your own body oils. Your body oil, once you set this up, is on this snare. Now, when it's on that snare, it's going to take days to go out of that nylon on that paracord. It's going to take a long, long time to go, right? Now, different when the bird is, different when the bird, the game snare, is a bird don't smell like a rabbit can smell, or fox, deer, whatever you want to take, whatever you're looking at, right? Bird's nose don't work like that. Bird's thinking food, food, food. He's a pheasant, isn't it? You know, all he wants to do. Right. You're here, you're reading these survival books as well, right? This is the funniest ever. This kills me over and over again when I see it, and I've heard people saying about it, right? Get a bit of mud, right? Get a bit of dirt, run it round your wire, and you lose your scent. Right. Let's put this into perspective. You're running mud from the oils of your hand, or the dirt, you're running it round this cable. That mud's sticking there and it's holding your scent in it. Right? Another thing, where you have your locking mechanism, right? Where you have your locking mechanism, if you run mud all the way up to there and it's a cold, wet night and that snare's out there on that field, in that run, sitting there waiting for its game to come through. Now, if you do such a thing, you've got a slim, but it can happen, possible chance of your weather temperatures dropping like mine do over here on our few years up in Yorkshire. You've had some -9s and that this year, guys. Love it. Bless your little cotton socks. You want to try some of these -14s over here. Anyway, your lock, your mechanism, is going to freeze up. There you go. It's going to freeze up. Solution. Easy. Easy solution. Get rid of your scent off of one of these wires. Use a lighter. Spark your lighter up. Run it right round. Say this is it, right? There's my noose, right? It's sat like so. See, I never have a round one. It's crazy. Teardrop it. If it's a wire, you can then put that bend in there, right? So when your noose comes, your locking mechanism will sit there and it won't close, right? It won't shut down. It won't, sorry, I'll come that way. Say your locking mechanism is here. It will sit on a pear shape, right? It won't sit on a full round. It'll just fold round on itself. So I put a little teardrop in them, a little kink in them, in the pear shape or teardrop, whichever way you want to call it, right? See, it's a bit pliable with all there. You can play about with it as well once you plait it up 3 or 4 strands, right? It's pliable. You can do that. Best thing with these is you'd use sticks or whatever, little twigs just to hold them into place in the angle, the shape, wherever you want them, you know. Perfect. Just, do not sit here on YouTube, look at people waking up snares and think that's the guaranteed way to do it. Because I'm telling you now, right, if you think you're going out and you're running out of food, you're running out of supplies and you need to eat, you need your protein, because I know what a lot of you boys are like, right? I'm the same, right? Need that meat. I don't like all that, keep adding water for it to swell up where it's been dehydrated. Now that's, yeah, it's good in an emergency situation and you go back. But once you run out, you've got a result to what you've got a result to. You've got a result to taking game, right? This stuff's holding your scent, right? You've got to go back to propping them out into the angles and whatever, getting sticks to hold them up, you know. with a wire, it's less aggro. You ain't got to worry about your scent being stuck on there forever. You run your scent off with a lighter. Right? Run your scent off with a lighter. It's as easy as that. It's up here. It's just keep a light, even if you don't smoke, even if you don't blaze or have a chuff or have a cheech. Right? Always, always. You know, you can run around and be a bushcrafter and you can have your fire stills and all of that malarcus. Right? You can have all of that. But when it comes to grubbing, mate, you need a lighter. You do need, I always carry a couple of lighters, probably 3 I have with me, as well as a fire still and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll keep a little firebox like our man Des Catties. Of course I do, Des. Right, I'd like to put a shout out, as ever, before I'm going to wrap this up, right? I'm just going to run a few names off. JJ Outdoors. Geezer, you're popping up everywhere, brother. Good to see that brew video the other day. Dynamite, son. I'm going to get out soon. I'm going to do one. I'm waiting for this weather to change. Right? I've just run through a few snares, like I say. Use your brain. Don't use everybody's... Don't use it all for the gospels, what I'm telling you others out there, right? If you want to try these, don't use it all for the gospel. Get out there and practice with them. It's like having a catapult and not being able to use it at 10 metres. Your shot's all over the place. Just because you've got a catapult don't mean you're going to get an headshot. Use it. Keep using it. It's a skill. Plaiting these. When you run out of paracord out there, I see everybody turning there. They're all using, what do they call it? Flack and all of that. And they're bashing up the nettles and they're drying them out and they're plaiting them and doing what they're doing, right? They're cordage, one says, right? You want to sit down with you old boys. You want to sit down before your eyes get busted up, right? Stop making yourself some of them because they're handy. Very handy, especially living over there in the UK. Right, anyway, let's get back to this, right? Few shout outs. JJ, Geezer, love you, bruv. Scotty Dalton over there, Oscar Outdoors. My mate Matt. Oh, you come along and your name's on here on YouTube. It's your full name, Redding. We're Redding. We'll keep your head in. Matt Redding, brother. Cheers. Always quality. Always got time, bruv. Always got time for you, just like you have me. Thank you very much. So, Andy, your missus, have a good chat. Love it, bruv. Love it all the time. Kev, Moocher's Guide, always gets a shout out. English Woodsman, I don't know what's happening with him. How you doing, Woodsman? Get yourself together, son. Keep them snares. This one for you. This one, you like it. It's got the wires, mate. I see what's going in your rucksack. Just like Scotty Dalton over there with your catapult. You've got to start shooting it, Scott Dalton. You've got to start shooting it. Right, anyway, let's carry on. JJ, I've done. Des Catties, love you, bruv. You keep running along there in your old Tilbury docks, brother. You keep running in your socks. I see ya. Love it, bruv. Keep working at it. Keep yourself fit, dear chap. And obviously, I don't know what, he's gone and had a rest now. He's took himself on a break. The Captain Bushcraft, the man from IGTV. Quality, bruv. There's loads to name. I ain't going to start banging out names. I'm done, right? I've got a lot to crack on with. I just thought I'd get a quick video up. Just talk you through a few ways to use a snare and what sort of materials you really... best to go with. Yeah, just best take a wire snare. Always take a wire snare. And, you know, don't use cordage. There's things out there on the fields, always caught up in the UK's horsehair. On them barbed wire. Horrible stuff, that barbed wire. I hate it. But when you need some horsehair and you need to put a meal in a pot, mate, it's nice to have a bit of barbed wire about, isn't it, you know? Right, anyway, bing bong, I'm gone. Have a good day. Whatever you're doing, I'm going to get out, get myself a brew on the go and get a video up, hopefully by the weekend. And, yeah, Moocher73, Ronnie's out. Peace. Like, subscribe, follow. Stick with us, share my videos. It's just going to get crazier. Next up, I say next up, it'll be another indoors job. I'm going to make a cooler. I'm going to make you a predator caller. So you can call your foxes in and you can get nice little photos and whatever else you want to do. I'm out. Bing bong. Take it easy. Moocher 73.